Well, hello there folks, and welcome back to the Whiskey Friend with me, Alan. Here we are, yes, another brand new video. In today's video, I'm going to do something really special today, guys. I've been waiting all year for it. The year couldn't come, the year end couldn't come quick enough. I'm looking to do my Whiskey of the Year for 2020. Going to do my top 5 picks. Purely, guys, these are just my top 5 picks. These are just the whiskey that I've had the most enjoyment that I've had all year. The whiskies that I've drunk the most of all year. I think a lot of them are pretty easy to get. There is a couple of them that you might need to work a little bit harder to get a hold of. I do have a dram in my glass tonight. It's been covered up by my Trusky coin. Yeah, here it comes. Here's a cheap plug. Whiskey Friend coin number 96. Yes. If you want to support the channel, guys, I'll pop a link into the description. You can find out how to get a hold of the coins down there. I'm going to enjoy myself tonight. I've got 5 spectacular whiskies. I will do a couple of little honourable mentions, ones that just about messed up. I did set the limit at 5, but it could easily have been 10. So without any further ado, I'm going to crack in with these top 5. Just before I do the top 5, guys, I've got a couple of honourable mentions. Well, there's 2 or 3 honourable mentions that just missed out purely. I could have made it 10, but these are the ones that just dropped off. But I've got 3 honourable ones here. They're 3 fantastic distilleries. I've got them. They're all 3 12-year-olds. So this, I'm pretty sure, if I look at lots of these lists throughout the year, then this is going to be on most guys' lists. This Bunnahabhain 12, fantastic distillery, Islay. It's got my sherry in it. It's got everything that I love. It's 12-year age statement. It's 46.3% ABV. It's non-chill filtered in its natural colour, so it's done in a fantastic way that we all like it. It's beautifully presented. Best thing with this, guys, is the price. This through the whole of 2020, this has been up and down. It usually retails somewhere between around about the £40 mark, but I've picked it up a couple of times this year at £30, which is just phenomenal value. So that's my first honourable mention, is the Bunnahabhain 12. What a whiskey. I'm sure that'll be on most guys' lists. The other one that I've enjoyed thoroughly this year, which you'll probably be able to see, is Edredauer. I've really got to know Edredauer this year. I've bought 4 or 5 bottles of Edredauer. I've bought a couple of the sherry casks. I've got the 2009 10-year-old. Again, look at these, beautifully coloured, beautifully presented. Picked this one up with a couple of glasses, £55. Fantastic whiskey. The other one which is sitting up here is the Kilkerran 12. Just absolutely fantastic whiskey. What can you say about this one? I think it just got edged out. If I was going to put one of these 3 in, I think it came down to Bunnar and the Kilkerran 12. And I think the reason the Bunnar might just nick in is because it was more available this year. I think Kilkerran had a wee bit of an issue throughout lockdown where this kind of went off the shelves for a bit. It got really difficult. I'm glad to say that it's back on. But again, unchill filtered, 46%. Same with the Edredauer, Caledonia, 46% ABV, unchill filtered. Love it. Fantastic stuff. But if it came down to the Bunnar and the Kilkerran, I think the Bunnar would just nick in front, just because of availability this year, guys. So moving on to the first one on the list, number 5. I'm heading across the pond to Wild Turkey Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, barrel proof, 58.4% ABV, 116.8 proof. Looking at char number 4, which is that alligator char. It has a mash bill of 75% corn, 13% rye and 12% malted barley. I've bought 2 or 3 bottles of this year, guys. What a whiskey. I've done a few bourbon reviews. Again, I'll pop links above to, I've certainly done this one, so if you want to catch up on the full review, you can check it out. But yeah, under £50 guys here in the UK. I think you guys in the US might pick up a wee bit less, but for us here, this is great money. I think I paid 48 for this. For that high proof, that quality of whiskey. I'm a big 101 fan, but this just takes 101 to another level. Absolutely super. It's super honey, sweet, toffee on the nose. It's got that spicy, that toasted char, that oaked woods in there on the nose. Really, really nice nose. But once you get into the palate, it's so velvety. It's that velvety textured mouthfeel. It's fruity. It's got lots of orange fruit in it. It's that barrel chars there again. It's creamy, it's spicy, it's oaky. The best part about this whiskey, guys, is the finish. It's got a big, big, long finish. It's spicy, it's oaky, it's creamy. That vanilla and toffee. But the thing with this is it loves water. I've played around a little bit. I know you guys across the pond might think it's sacrilege. I'm not a big fan of putting a lot of water in my whiskey, but I think with this one it definitely helps it. Lets me play around with it. Every time I put some water in it, every time I go back to it, it's different. But at under £50, it's incredible. And that's what I happen to have in my glass tonight, which is the Wild Turkey Rare Breed. I'll have a quick sip. It's been looked after by my trusty coin. Yeah, here it comes. Cheers. Wow, super stuff. So, that's coming in at number 5 on the list. Wild Turkey, Rare Breed, Barrel Proof. Super. Let's move on. So, number 4 on the list tonight, folks, is Glenrothes Teapot Dram, batch number 7. This is cask strength. It's unchill filtered. It's natural colour, as everything is at Glenrothes. It's been unhurried since 1833. It's bottled at 59.9 cask strength. And this is bottle number 3935 of 3993. But what an absolute wonderful whiskey this one is. I'll come on to the price in a minute, but it's a big, big sherry dram. It's European oak casks, Oloroso, first fill Oloroso. I think it's aged about 10 to 15 years old. But it's that typical big sherry notes. I so happen to have one in here in my glass again. What a surprise. Wow, that big, big sherry noses there. It smells thick, syrupy, jammy. It's got a real, real sweet nose. Those typical sherry notes are there. But it's beautifully toffeed, vanillaed. That vanilla sweetness. Little touch of honey. This is a real complex dram. Wow, there's so much going on with this one. But I'll have a quick sip and then we'll whiz through this. See, look at that colour. Absolutely phenomenal. Wonderful. Wow. I once described this in my review that it was sticky toffee pudding in a glass. That still sticks. It's raisins, it's figs, it's dried fruits, it's fresh fruits, it's old wood, it's old leather, it's oaky, it's spicy, it's got dried fruit, it's got fresh fruit, it's got tropical fruit, it's nutty. It's got everything you would want in a glass. Granted, this one, guys, is £120 a bottle, which is an increase from 90 in the year before, but this year's different because it's much older. As far as I know, that may have helped it because at £120, as I checked of today, it's still available, so you can still buy this. I know if you're across in different, if you're here in the UK, it's pretty much easy to get a hold of. If you're a wee bit across the pond or you're in different parts of the world, saying that, I have seen guys across finding ways of getting it. This is one of those bottles that's a wee bit more, you'd have to do a wee bit of work if you live abroad to try and get it, but it's obtainable. You can certainly get a hold of this. Absolutely fantastic whiskey, 59.9 cask strength, love it. Let's move on to number 3. For all you peat lovers, you'll be pleased to know I do have a peated dram in my top 5. It's none other than the Kilkerran Heavily Peated. This is the batch 3. I'm lucky enough to have all the other batches. This is the peat in progress. This is batch 3. I've got batch 1 and batch 2. I've got an extra batch 3 up there because I'm loving this one that much. The reason why this is landed in my top 3, guys, is purely because of the quality. It's 59.7 ABV. It's non-chill filtered. It's natural coloured. It's under £50, 45, 46, 47 pounds when you can get a hold of it. This may be one of the ones, guys, that you might need to be on the ball a little bit sharper to get a hold of. I don't think it's a case of just deciding, oh, I'm going to go and buy a bottle of Kilkerran Heavily Peated. I think this is one of the ones you might need to be a wee bit of preparation for and get ready for it and attack it when it becomes available. But if you do manage to get them, guys, they're absolutely fantastic. I do happen to have one in my glass, so let's have a little nose of this. Yeah, peat in progress. This, guys, is the work in progress. This was the first batches at Kilkerran. They've now taken it on to the peat one, so hopefully maybe in years to come we may have a 12-year-old heavily peated Kilkerran or a 12-year-old peated version of Kilkerran, but we'll have to make do with these in a minute, and these are absolutely fantastic. You might be surprised, the first thing that hits you on the nose isn't the peat smoke. It's briny, it's coastal, then the smoke comes. Wow, but it's smoky, but it's sweet peat, it's sweet smoke. Wow, it smells wonderful, and they have that little bit of funk there as well, that Campbelltown funk. I have different versions of Campbelltown funk, but this is a cheesy version, so this is like a cheesy funk. Might now sound great on the nose, but it seems to work. But it seems all cheesy, cheese on toast. Wow, it's absolutely wonderful. I have reviewed this, so if you want to go back and see the full review, you can certainly do that. It's creamy. Let's taste it. Wow. It's creamy, it's salty, it's buttery, it's smoky, it's spicy. There's no cheese on the palate, guys, you'd be pleased to know, but it's a little bit of tropical, a little bit of fruit there. As it's developing, it's getting spicier. Absolutely wonderful. If, guys, anybody that watches the channel, anybody that knows me, I'm not a peat head in any manner or form. I have had a good go this year of trying to do as much peat as I can, but without a shadow of doubt, guys, this is the best peated whiskey I've tried this year. Don't know, put me put me into the comments, guys, if you're a peat lover or you're peaty, you've tried this, how does it compare to other peat? I seem to prefer this coastal. It's so sweet, it's fruity, it's creamy, it's buttery, it's salty, it's coastal, it's just got it all. It's tropical, it's fruity. Wow, absolutely wonderful. It's high ABV, so it takes water well. I'm not a big fan of water, but I love this as it is. But if you want to bring it down a bit, if you're new to peat and you want to get off that high ABV, or you have a thing about doing over 50% ABVs, you can play around with water. So this, guys, I think for this one, absolutely perfect for me. This is number 3 of my 5. So let's move on and see what number 2 is. So we're getting to the nitty gritty now, folks. What's Alan's number 2 this year? It was a tough choice for me, guys. It's a real toss-up. Either one of these two that's left could have won it. On any given day, it could be either of them. But unfortunately, I had to pick a number 2 and I had to pick a number 1 for the purposes of the video. So coming in at number 2 for 2020 is the Glenrothes cask strength, 10-year-old, batch 3. This is coming in at, again, a whopping 58.2 ABV. Absolutely wonderful stuff. Let's have a quick sip while we're here. Oh, wow. Let's have a quick cleanse of that peat. Again, this is sherry. Wow, what a beautiful, beautiful whiskey. Again, £55, guys. Cask strength whiskey, 55. Again, in the UK, very, very easy to get a hold of. But I see batch 4's out now. But again, this 58.2, non-chill filtered, natural colour, £55. Can't argue. Quality of the whiskey is just phenomenal. To be fair, guys, when I said at the beginning, I've tried some whiskies that are single casks and limited editions that might have made my favourite 5. This is definitely one of my favourite 5, regardless of those single casks and limited editions. This is definitely on its own merit. This is one of the best whiskies that I've tried in 2020. Second best by the looks of it at the minute. But again, yes, it's wonderful. It's raisined, it's sherried, it's dried fruit, it's red fruit, it's complex, it's powerful, it's punchy, takes water well. £55, it's an absolute steal. So this again is coming in at number 2 on my top 5. Let's see what the winner is. So here we are, folks. Drum roll. What's going to be my whiskey of the year? Well, if you're an avid follower of the channel, I don't think it's going to come as any surprise. I've tried to hold off and I've waited all year to see if something could take it on. It came close. Glenrothes 10 cask strength is the closest it's come this year to knocking it off its perch, but as you can see, it's the Kilkerran again. I have a real affinity with Kilkerran this year. I lost track of it a wee bit last year. I got all over Glen Scotia. I seem to be a real Campbelltown lover at the minute these days, and it sneaked up me on. It's Glenrothes seems to be my only saving grace that seems to get me away from Campbelltown at the minute. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure there's other whiskies, there's other regions, and the PT guys will tell us it's all about Islay. But for me at the minute, it's all about Campbelltown. But this Kilkerran has become a wee bit of a, what's the word I'm looking for? Is it a legendary whiskey? Is it just, the whole world's been talking about it all year. I know it's been tough to get a hold of, but everybody seems to be getting it from somewhere. Again, it's one of those guys. I think it's just purely a Kilkerran thing. It's just the quantities that they produce and the quality that they produce makes it tough. But again, this is coming in at the magical 57.1. This is the one you're looking for. There is a bourbon cask one out there, but this is the Char Doloroso 8-year-old 57.1. As you can see, guys, I've been stocking up. This is the one. I did say this when I did my review of it. I will pop a link and you can go back and check it out, but I have stocked up. I do have a couple more indoors, so this is one of these whiskies that it's been that good. I actually think this could be my whiskey of the year next year as well. It's that good. But again, I've got it covered up by trusty coin number 98 on this one. Let's have a quick sip while I tell you all about it and I rave all about it. Wow. Oh, so good. If you love sherried whiskies, guys, this is where it goes, and it's incredible that it's done it at 8 years old. Look at that colour. In fact, I might just be able to show you better on that. Look at that colour for an 8-year-old whiskey. 57.1, unchill filtered, natural colour. If you're a sherry lover, guys, then this is a whiskey that you just have to, whatever you have to do to get a hold of it, whatever you have to pay to get a hold of it, just pay it, just get it. If you over in the States, I think I've heard on the grapevine it's been dropping down in some states in America this year. One of the things I'm worried about this, and we're ready to do a new batch of it. I've heard there's a new batch coming soon, maybe early in 2021. Can it live up to this? Everybody's saying has it been overhyped? I don't think it has been overhyped. I think everybody that I've seen, every review I've watched has loved it. Everybody that I've given a sample to has loved it. I'm trying not to give out any more samples of it because I just want to keep it all for myself. It's that good. And again, guys, when this came out, this was under £50 when it came out. Which, again, in one of these great things, the great thing that Kilkerran and Glengyle and Springbank have to take credit from is they don't overinflate their whiskies. They're not ripping anybody off. The only downside, and I think what happens is because they're such greatly priced whiskies, the demand is phenomenal. And it's just a case when you're chasing anything now from Springbank and Kilkerran, Longrow, Hazelbutt, all of those kind of things, you just really need to be a wee bit more on the ball. Wow, but what a whiskey. This has got everything. This is smoky, it's sherried, it's spicy, it's raisins, it's dried fruits, it's dark fruits, it's vanilla, it's toffee, it's honeyed, it's just got the whole, it's got that funk, it's that Kilkerran, not Kilkerran funk, but it's that kind of Springbank, kind of Campbelltown funk. It's that little funkiness kicking around, maybe some mechanics overalls. I know on the Kilkerran it was a bit cheesy. I know I did a Glen Scotia. That Campbelltown funk is awesome because on my last live I did a Glen Scotia 11 and that had like a funky puke, which was what we kind of got it down as, that kind of baby sick. They all have that little bit of funk, and it's that you can't just quite put your finger on what it is, but it's that's what that Campbelltown funk's all about. So guys, that's me done my top 5 for 2020. This just so happened to be the very first video I did in 2020, and I think if you go back and check it out, I think I actually stated this could possibly be the best whiskey of 2020. If you've liked the video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. YouTube loves it, I love it. If you've not quite hit that subscribe button, it's just down there, guys. Just click the button. Just a friendly reminder from me today, it doesn't cost you anything and it's completely free. You're helping the channel massively on its way to the magical 3K. We're not far away now. You can catch us on Patreon, you can support us there. Please go have a look, guys, check us out. If you feel you like the channel, you want to support the channel, Patreon's there. Check the link for the coins. You can pick up some coins if you want to get a hold of some coins. And that's pretty much just let me know what's going on in the conversation, guys. Drop it in. I love to answer all you. I try and answer every comment if I can. It's getting tougher now because I'm getting lots and lots and lots. But I try my best to do every one of them. But that's it, guys. So until the next one, 2021 Whiskey of the Year. 2020 Whiskey of the Year is the Kilkerran 8 Richard Oloroso cask, 57.1. Absolutely wonderful. Until the next time, guys, I'm Alan. Take care. Pleasure in the sharing, and I'll see you all very soon. Thank you. Bye bye.